Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Steve, key it on. Go ahead.
Mercenary, McKee. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm excellent. It's because I get a chance to talk to you. That's why I'm excellent, because you're one of my favorite fighters in the promotion, and you've got another exciting bout coming up here at Bellator 212. Daniel Crawford, I didn't know about this name until a couple days ago. How long have you known about this fight?
I think we've both known for about a month and a half. Yeah, I wish the people knew more about it, but hey, they'll know about it after I go in there and tango and sauce up some saucy mango sauce, you know?
Yes, indeed. And they'll know about it when they read this interview and hear this audio as well. So he has one fight in Bellator thus far. He lost a split decision to Pedro Carvalho. Other than that, what have you seen of his work?
I watched him win against the Southpaw and lose against the Southpaw, so I kind of got to see both styles of how he does on his feet. I look forward to just going out there, you know, focusing on what I normally do, and that's putting on a good show for everyone.
It looks like he has a style favorable to working with yours because 6 of his 10 wins come by knockout, and I know you love those big flashy finishes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one, man. I look forward to going out there and like I was saying, put on a show. You know, he likes to let the hands go. I like to let the hands go. So let's get the fireworks going.
I know that you said in your last post-fight interview that you're looking forward to putting something flossy around your waist. So, do you feel like this fight is kind of a holding pattern until you finally get to Patricio?
Definitely. I feel it's for me, it's another fight. You can't knock anyone because a fight's a fight. You know, at the end of the day, all it takes is one punch. So, much respect to him. I thank him for taking the fight, and I just look forward to doing what I do. You know, I love to entertain my friends, my fans, and my family. You know, at the end of the day, this is how I take care of my family. So it's going to be fun, you know, until we sit down and talk and we see how things play out. It's just continuing to knock people out and kick ass and take names and build a record.
At this point, though, Patricio doesn't have many more contenders left because he just put Emmanuel Sanchez out of contention. So basically, it's down to you.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to it, you know, and maybe we come back home sometime. You know, I haven't fought home here in Los Angeles in a while, so we come back here and bring Patricio to LA, and I'll welcome him home or show him around a little, you know.
That's what kind of surprised me about you having this fight in Hawaii is I was thinking your next fight was going to be at the Forum on January 26th.
I would have loved to have been on that card, man. That's an amazing card to get on. There's a lot of good, big names on there. It's a big card, you know. Bellator's doing really good with putting together big shows, so I really look forward to stepping up and headlining and being that big show with my skill set.
It's only a matter of time before you're headlining again. You've already done it several times, and a world title shot is definitely next on the list. You've headlined with everything other than that.
Yeah, time to get that strap, man. I say it's inevitable, you know. But this is MMA, it is a career, and you never know how things go, you know. In the middle of a fight, you could tear ACL, you're out for a year. So it's making sure my I's and my T's are dotted so that I go in there as healthy as can be, and I do what I do best.
Well, speaking of that health, how is the training going with Team Body Shop for this next fight?
Oh, man, it's great. Pico's in his camp. I'm finishing up mine. This is my last week. Everything's good, man. I'm only about 15 out. Weight's good. I'm cruising. You just go out there and put on a great show.
That's what we always look forward to. And speaking of big shows and speaking of California, we just saw one recently with the Ortiz versus Liddell 3 fight, but I had to mention that specifically because of Willel Watson on that card. I believe he's at the Body Shop as well.
Yeah, he is. I don't know, man. He went out there, he froze up a little, and he didn't pull the trigger. You know, he's in a new gym. He's with new guys. He's picking up a lot of new things. But it's just time, you know. You take time, and you got to learn how to work with some people. You know, some people need pumping up before a fight. Some people need to be slapped. Some people need different things. So it's learning people and having a relationship with them. You know, and I mean, we've only had Lyle for 6 months, so it's really figuring out and learning how to deal with him. So going into his next fight, I feel there's a lot we learned from that fight. And, it was a great learning experience.
Indeed it was. And it was much respect to him. He didn't have to take the fight given Palacios missed weight not once, but twice.
Yeah, we're fighters, man. We like to fight. At the end of the day, it's not about that. Whether you're unprofessional or not, we came to do our job, and that's to go out there and perform. So if he was still on his A game and he performed, there was no excuse. You can't say, oh, I could have did this, but he made that choice to go and fight. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to test his skills and see. So it was, like I said, it was a great learning experience for him, and I'm proud of him, man. He's right back in the gym. He was in there today, this morning, and we're all back on that grind, just grinding. Whether you win or lose next week, get back in there and get to work.
That's what I love to hear, and that's what I love about the Body Shop. So that grind is leading you to Daniel Crawford, but Daniel Crawford is also probably looking for the same thing that Walil's looking for. He's looking for somebody to test his skills against. So, he's got to view this as not only an opportunity to right the wrong he had with Pedro Carvalho, but to prove he can hang with somebody at your level.
Yeah, for him, it's a smart fight to take. He doesn't lose anything and he doesn't win anything. He loses another number on his record, but he can gain everything in the world. So for me, it makes sure it puts me on guard. Hey, what does he have to lose? Make sure you're out there and you're on your A game. Any little loop, and that can be in the end of it.
Have they told you where this fight is slotted? Are you going to be on the televised broadcast, or are you going to be the hook for people to tune in on DAZN?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I would like to be the hook. I'm always the hook, whether I finish him with the hook. But, hey, it's going to be a hook, We're going to hook ESPN, World Star, Sports Center, Top 10. We're going to hook everyone, We want to make sure it's entertaining, and that's what it's all about.
Speaking of entertaining, getting to go to Hawaii, that's entertaining in and of itself.
Yeah, I've actually never been, so I look forward to going out there and actually enjoying myself and enjoying the trip, I've never been to Hawaii, so I heard it's an amazing, beautiful place. I look forward to hopping in those blue waters and swimming with some turtles.
Indeed. And, of course, it's a Salute the Troops show, so it's also an opportunity to show your respect for the men and women of our military service.
Yes, sir. I got a lot of friends and family in the military, so it'll be nice to go out there, and put on a show for them.
Indeed. And, of course, you're getting to be on the same card with a world title fight, a rematch of a Bellator 180 fight between Brent Primus and Michael Chandler. So it's all just stacking up here. There's a lot of big things.
Yeah, it's going to be a big card.
Mm-hmm. And free for anybody in uniform or active duty or their families. So if you're listening to this right now and you live in Honolulu, you should be there.
Definitely be there or be square. And I don't think any of you guys are square, so I'll see you there.
I wish I could see you there, but I don't have the funds right now to fly to Hawaii, so I'm just going to have to watch it from home.
Well, I hope you enjoy the show as well.
Oh, I know I will. You always provide the show. And speaking of, do you have a prediction for how this fight will end?
I'm going to go, I would say, first round submission or second round knockout.
I like both of those options. Those are very good ones. And what do you think is the most dangerous part of Crawford's game, aside from the fact that we've mentioned he has a few knockouts on his record?
I would say the unpredictability of him, That's something you can use as an advantage, when you're just that person out of the blue, out of nowhere, and you step up to the plate. It's a bold move to be unpredictable like that. So I think he has something in store. I think he has something to prove, and I'm ready to see what he has when we step in that cage.
Have you fought a guy like that who switches stances from orthodox to southpaw throughout the course of a fight, or from one fight to the next?
Yeah. I mean, I do it. Some of my teammates do it. YL does it. So that I think at Body Shop, that's the thing about our gym. We have so many unique styles, and everyone has their own character in their own style. I'm kind of like a more flashy, laid back guy. Pico's more of a brute grinder. Then you got YL, who's more a long, lanky like me. So it's just a mix. And then you got Joey, who's just straight brute wrestling. Then you got Baby Slice, who's like Pico, except he's a calmer version of Pico, so you don't want to get hit by him either.
Now, how is Baby Slice doing after all? Because the last fight, things didn't go quite the way any of us expected, and certainly not how he expected.
He's all right, man. He's good. He learned from it. it was that fight. You know how every fighter wants to have that fight where they're dead tired, they're broke down, and they don't have anything left. And that's where the real fight begins. You know, that's where you can tell how much of a fighter you want to be. And for him, he loved that experience. You know, we sat down, we talked about it. There were things we didn't do right, rehydrating, drinking over a full gallon or two. So there were things that played into that, you know. And it was a learning experience, man. A lot of these guys, you got to remember, most of my teammates, everyone's young in their career. I'm the youngest besides Pico, but I have the most fights. Besides, I'm up there besides Emmanuel and a couple other guys, Chuck, with numbers of fights. So there's just a lot, cage awareness, being comfortable in there, and things you got to learn, you know. And some of those gifts and things only come over doing time and putting in the work and being in there.
Yeah, and to be fair, he was thrust into the spotlight being the son of a striking legend, so he didn't get that time to perhaps mature outside of the cage before he had to learn inside.
Yeah, so it's a lot to learn, man, and I just love that the guys, you know, when if they hit bottom or they mess up, they slip, they don't take it hard. It motivates them, you know. They don't throw pity parties. It's like, bam, like, man, I did this, I messed up, I had fun, this is what's going on, and this is how I'm going to come back. And that's what I love about my team, you know. We all stick together, we all help each other and push each other when we need it the most.
Well, I would never expect a pity party from Team Body Shop. Y'all are a bunch of warriors, so I would never, ever expect any of you going, man, I feel so down, I did so terrible. I don't see it happening.
Man, sometimes, you know, you walk in the gym and you're having one of those days, we'll clear the whole mat and be like, hey, bro, you need a hug? And that's the difference about our team, man. We're such just a unique, different group. And honestly, it's just, that's why we are the way we are, man. We're all grinding when we're all kicking ass, taking names. And like I say, I shine when my teammates shine. So slowly but surely we're shining and we're grinding all together now.
That's absolutely true. It's family outside the cage, family inside the cage. You're all coming up together. That's the way it should be.
Yep. So it's grind time. You know, I'm a week out, and then I just look forward to having fun, man. I'm gonna go in there and put on a great show. It's thank Crawford for taking the fight, but I once again got another statement to make, and I got a belt I want to go get, man. This 45-pound division it's deep, but no one's doing what I'm doing. No one's undefeated. No one's breaking records. No one's continuing to do. This is mixed martial arts. You look at my record, I have so many mixed submissions and knockouts. So it's inevitable. I'm going to just continue to stay on the path I'm on and knocking people out, you know, and try to stay as entertaining as possible while not exposing myself to taking damage. Because at the end of the day, this is a ferocious sport, and fighters have short careers the way they go out there and fight. So I'm looking to stay in this game for as long as I can.
We're looking for you to stay in it as long as you can, too, because Mercenary A.J. McKee always delivers the show. You've said that over and over, and I agree with it. And I also agree with it being inevitable that you're going to fight Pitbull, because when I talk to him, he always says, I don't want rematches, I want fresh blood. And right now, you're the freshest.
Well, his blood's going to be fresh when we step in there together.
How did I know you were going to say that? I had a feeling. But let me just go ahead and give you some time to get out some plugs.
Thanks. First of all, I want to thank you for having me. I want to thank some of my sponsors, Lena Egg Whites, TC1, Dr. Dossman, keeping me healthy, Implorado Pros, Affliction Clothing. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing someone. Of course, I got to thank Bellator, all that they've done, my teammates, YL, Pico, Joey Davis, Baby Slice, Chuck, Lexani Rims, who else? Bad Boy, and Speedwear. You got to thank Speedwear. I got a clothing line. It's the AJ McKee Signature Edition coming. It'll be on Speedwear. I'll also have it up in my bio on Instagram, so make sure you check it out. Coming soon.
Yeah, and speaking of social media, I'm sure you'll put it on the Twitter.
Actually, I'm not too much active on Twitter. I got locked out of my Twitter account.
Oh.
But dude, I'm on Snapchat and Instagram, AJMcKee101. I believe the Twitter I use is like AJ McKee Jr. or something. Or no. Yeah, something.
Yeah, well, if you got
Most
locked out there, then
definitely.
people definitely need to look for you on the gram and check out that new clothing line. So please go follow him on Instagram and check out Bellator 212. He'll be fighting Daniel Crawford, and you don't want to miss it. AJ, as always, thank you for the time today.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, and thank you, Dan, as well.